This is Kat Sturtz from rockingyourpath.com with another episode of Fast Action Fridays. Today is a repeat favorite guest of mine, Charlene Burke, who's an information professional and a researcher and copywriting expert. She's going to be talking to us today about how the money is in the follow-up, and we're talking about email today. Hi, Charlene. Tell everybody a little bit more about yourself.
I'll be happy to. So in 2008, I started the business, just me, as an information professional. And the focus was being a researcher. And what I did was I researched information for businesses, and then I wrote content from what I researched. So I really was doing writing at the time, just in a different focus. Early 2009, in response to the recession, the joy of being a solo business owner is that I could pivot because I had to. Nobody was buying the kind of research I did. And I decided that what I would do would be an online marketing agency. And I developed a fulfillment team, had other agencies. I used their employees. I had freelancers, just a few, but primarily I had solo business owners. And for many years, that's what I was, a full-service online marketing agency. And then there came a time when that just wasn't quite right. It's not really what I wanted to do. I want to write, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to write. In the background, through the entirety of my business ownership, I wrote for other people. So I was a ghostwriter, a content writer for other people. I was a content writer for PLR producers. I was a content writer for some in the direct copy industry, direct response, because I have that background. And then I decided last year that I would start my own PLR website, private label rights, for those that don't know, and I would continue to utilize my research skills to write quality content for other people and for myself, and then develop that into being a product creator. Along those lines, I brought in my direct response background, 30 years of marketing. I used to run a direct mail company. I've written direct response for many, many years. So that's the copywriting. Combine that with my customer service skills and my engineering ability, which is to get to the root cause of a problem. And it turns out that I can write really effective emails.
So I love watching the journey. Now, we've been friends online for many years. I've even done a couple programs together. And we don't do the same thing by any means. But one of the things that is common about you and I is we have taken multiple interests and diverse skills and made them work together in a single business and services that we offer people. And this last year, you have really been rocking it really well in a field that I hear some say they do, but they struggle with, or they'd like to do, but they haven't got a clue. And then you're really rocking it on a platform that some people would think, dare I say, many people would think, oh, you can't really make money over there, especially getting, I can't sell my services for that low a price and get paid. You're not bottom dollar over on Fiverr, and you have a full cadre of clients, and last I heard there was even like a waiting list to get your services. And those services are writing email sequences basically for people, which bring in your research skills, because as we talked about, you and I talked about earlier, a lot of people don't even understand their own business well enough to articulate their own features and benefits that their product or service offers. Therefore, they tend to go for the sizzle rather than include the steak in email marketing, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. Here's what happens. is no matter how well you know your product or service, you have to get into the head of the user. You have to get into the head of your customer who sees it differently than you do. Because that's not everybody. There are some people I've met as product creators and service providers that get it, totally get it. They're in full empathy with a customer and they're able to get inside their head. So what happens is, as you are listing out your features and benefits and you see the wow of your benefits, that's great and that's good. But what's even better and what really turns the key to making money is being able to word the benefit in the language of the customer. And what I mean, here's an example. I just did one for a pet company. All they do is provide organic cleaning supplies for pets. That's all. They have wipes for eyes and for paws, and they have some types of shampoos, and just cleaning products, okay? And they sent me a copy of what they had done for their email, which was how to get rid of the rusty brown stains from the eyes of the dog, right? You got this. And that I'm reading this and I'm like, I had a dog. That's not what. We never called it rusty tear stains. We didn't call it rusty brown stains. We called it, ugh, the gunk. So that's what the email said. That's what I wrote in the email. That's what I started it out with, which was, ugh, that gunk. How do you get rid of that around the eyes? Oh my gosh, and it stinks. They're over the moon about that email. Oh, sorry.
And it sounds so, from the vendor's point of view, from your client's point of view, oh, that doesn't sound professional. I don't sound professional like that. But that's not the point. The point is you need to engage the senses and the mind and the heart of your prospect.
Yes.
Right?
Nailed
and
it.
I know you do that really well. All right. I know you've got some tips for us about how to incorporate this good stuff in the emails we write. And then stay tuned till the end because we've got an extra special product offer from Charlene to check out what she's got. I'll share that later. But let's get into the tips you've got for us today.
Sure thing. So the first one, of course, is that you get in the head of your customer. Literally sit down as if you just purchased this product or service.
Yeah, forget about what you know, right? And what you assume.
That's right. Why did you purchase it? That's the first thing that you do. When you're able to even come close to that, and if you're hesitating about, am I really right? That's when you go to Amazon and look up a similar product and look at the reviews. That's when you go into a group and that you're familiar with, a service provider that's like you, and you look at people talking about what's bugging them, right? That's when you get a feel for who your customer really is, what's happening right there. Then you are going to go after that customer to get on your list. And what you want to do is you want to have your lead magnet, and more importantly, you want to have your series of follow-up emails. Most people use 3. I recommend a minimum of 7. I've written as many as 100. I think that 15 is a better number. So there. Here's what trips people up, is what do I write in those 7 emails so that I really, as I follow up, it makes sense to the one who downloaded, and I can make money. So your first email is always the welcome, thank you, here's your download, and what have you.
Which is often a freebie, right?
Talking about a freebie, yeah. Yeah, whatever it is, doesn't matter. They need to know where to get it, how to get it, if they didn't get it initially. The next 2 emails that you send should be day 2 and day 3. Both of them reference one thing from the download in the language of your customer. So if your download is, let's say it's a short report, And the download is about, I'm stuck on pets, caring for your pet, caring for your aging pet. That's your download. And all it is a bunch of tips. That's great. Reference one of those tips in email 2 and in email 3.
And at this point, what we're looking for is to turn a prospect into a customer, right?
Yes, yes. Well, what you're doing is you're showing them, number one, that there was value in the download that they got.
Because some people download and never read.
God, don't they? But here's the thing. If you can get them to the download, they may just go to your last page, which is where all your resource links are, right? Or if you do this correctly, in the download, in that tip that you're referencing in email 2 and 3, there's a link inside that tip in that download. So that's going to get them back there. But really what you're doing is psychologically saying, you were awesome. You downloaded something pretty valuable, and I'm reminding you of that. So one tip, the next 2 emails. The last line of the body references your service or your product. And that's it. Oh, by the way, remember, I offer business coaching services. If you're interested in learning more or discovering more, click here and then you're signed off.
Mm-hmm. So soft selling.
Soft. Very soft at this point.
Very soft. Subtle.
Do the same thing in number 3, the third email, and then add a PS that says very clearly that the coaching you offer is for aging pets, because it's related to the download, right? I forgot that we're doing a download. Coaching you offer is related to aging pets, and you have openings right now. Click here. So in your PS, it's a little harder. Email 4 and 5 is your direct sale. You're introducing a single service, a single product, and it's promotional. Email 4 is short. Email 5 has more information in it, and it's a sales email, and they'll know it when they read it. It's a sales email, but it's still written in their language. So right. It's showing how to solve your problem. So
right. And when you set this up correctly in your list provider, I happen to use ActiveCampaign, but we're talking about that or ConvertKit or a member or MailerLite or whatever it is, MailChimp, you want to have a trigger that takes them out of that sequence at the point they purchase. So yes. They're not continually being asked to buy something that they've already bought.
Correct.
So what your sequence of 7 minimum is doing is keeping that interest alive and fueling that fire that you've got, you, the vendor, has legitimate services and products, and you were interested enough to get this. Let me dive deeper in and answer more of your questions about who we are and what we do and what our product is. And here's an easy way to purchase it. Learn
exactly.
A little bit more. Yeah.
Because you see, when you get to email 6, now you're giving value. It doesn't necessarily have to revert back to the free download you gave, but it's a tip or it's an insight. What's an insight into an aging pet? Well, I can tell you now that even though my dog wasn't on drugs, he had arthritis. And so the massage at the end of the evening made his life easier and was great for me because I got to massage my palms as if I had prayer beads. That right there is a content for the email because now you've made it very personal. Right? And that's all it takes. Please, please, whatever you do not copy paste a blog post as your email, but take snippets from it.
Yeah, those are for other things, not for promotional emails.
Correct. And then you finish it off the same way. In the last line, you mention, most of the time I just do a copy paste, the last line and the PS, and then I'll change up some of the wording in there. Promotional email, here's another tip. If you know it's a directly promotional email, you need to be putting the link in the body near the top. So you're introducing the product, usually about the 3rd line. Or the service. You put the link as a reminder in your last line, and then again in the PS. So there's 3 spaces that you can put that link in the email. That works. I'm just telling you, that works. So that's the best tip I can give you.
And if you're wanting to know how well Charlene does with this, you need to go to Fiverr and look her up over there and read the reviews from happy customers. So we'll include
Fiverr experiment.
We should include a link to your Fiverr profile over there.
We will, but I have to say before that I don't look the same on Fiverr. Okay, I mean, I'm Charlie on Fiverr, and that's because that's not my username over there, but it's because it was an experiment, and I didn't want the nonsense that comes from being just a female face on an internationally accessed platform. The cultures that come on board, I just didn't want to deal with, and right. I'm going to tell you, it's wonderful.
But a lot of that has to do with your understanding of that platform and who goes there to hire or who ends up there trying to provide services as well. So the research aspect of this, we don't know what we don't know. And it's very hard to get out of our own heads about what we assume people are thinking about things and getting into their voice. So I love the tip about going into Facebook groups or even LinkedIn, reading comments and things. That's primary research. That's as good as sitting next to somebody one-on-one and listening to them talk, All right, cool. All right, before we get to closing out of here, because this is a Fast Action Friday and we don't take all day here, can you give us a couple examples of what people do wrong that they don't necessarily know they're doing wrong, or what the downfall is of doing it a different way?
Well, so the first thing that people will do is they don't follow up enough. Seriously, you just don't follow up enough.
I've been guilty of that.
Whether it's a sales call, a presentation, a demo, an interview, somebody made a request, you want 7 follow-ups. That's just, you want to get in front of them. People forget to take action. The second thing that people, honestly, that I see a lot of, they just spend way too much time overthinking what goes in that email. They literally will put 3 and 4 and 5 paragraphs, a whole blog post in an email. I've had customers send me stuff like that and say, can you rewrite this? I'm not getting any conversions. And then they're surprised when they get maybe a paragraph. One tip, one solution, one product or service, one link. And that's the third tip, is that you have one link. It's the only link that's going to be in that email that you tell somebody to click on. That doesn't mean that you don't have your Facebook link and your LinkedIn link and all that in your signature. That's different. If you want them to go to your website and want to make sure they know to put your website in your signature. Do not have it as a click here for more information. You want that customer or that potential customer to do one thing. Because guess what? You can send them an email tomorrow to tell them to go to your website, right? So those are my top 3.
Those are awesome. And we've both seen a lot of people screw this up. We've had screw ups in the past ourselves, and I am not always the best consistency in following up with email. I'm rectifying that myself, but these are great tips. And give us an idea of some of the industries and fields that this same approach works in every single one of them.
Oh, the diversity is wonderful. That's part of the reason I'm enjoying what I'm doing. All right. So one company I did is email sequences, multiples for, is Standesk. They're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. They're a major corporation, international. They sell to places like Microsoft, Apple, those offices, Facebook, the offices. And he gave me an experiment. It turned out, he was testing me with a short series, and then he just was blown away and said, okay, here's the rest of them, which really, really warmed my heart. So that's one of the big ones. Let's see here. Then the pet company, the pet supplier of, it's called True Pets, and they just offer cleaning solutions. That's all, cleaning solutions. Let's see here. Energy healers who do in-person, massage therapists, yoga instructors, career coach for those who want to be in the entertainment industry. Oh my goodness. Then, of course, there's the affiliate marketers. We've got a lot of those. Just turned down an opportunity to work with a large hemp company because I just don't know enough on the casual use of hemp, and I don't want to research it. So I said, yeah, I'm not the one for you. The credit repair industry. Let's see, coaching, life coaching, business coaching, high performance coaching, doctors who are adding a new revenue stream, right? Chiropractors are adding supplements, and they want to let their patients know. Chiropractors who just simply want a series of touch-base emails for their patients, just little hints and tips and tricks. I do research, so I just raise my prices and say, I can do this for, and I'll research little tips, and you tell me if I'm off base. Then we have, goodness.
Well, that's a lot of diversity right there.
And manufacturers too. That's the other one. And then a shed company and a garage company, a construction company in Europe, a seller of construction equipment. Same sequence.
The same basic formula, that template type thing. So tell us what's in the product offer that I'll be sharing.
I'll be happy to. It is a template bundle. It's 10 emails. It's the first 10 in a series of 15. And it is not necessarily fill in the blank. And quite honestly, with any template, this is what I found happens. You look at it and you wonder, well, what the heck am I really supposed to put in there? Why? Really? That's what happened to me. So what I did was I included 10 emails from one of my niche websites that follows a download. So you can see what I wrote in there. And some of it's long, some of it's short, some of it's highly focused on a product, some of it is kind of soft sell. And it shows you from email 1 to 10. You look and you're able to see what I wrote and hopefully be able to say, oh, okay, I can write about this feature, or I can write about this benefit, and I can add this little tweak to it. Okay. And the idea is that it sparks your creativity so that you can take those 10 templates and just start writing yourself and throw them up into your autoresponder.
Yep. What I like about that is I'm a great believer in learning by seeing it and following an example. I really appreciate being able to see something done well, and then you can compare it almost anywhere with things that aren't done well. We can all look in our own inboxes and find some crappy email sequences that come through.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you being here with me today for Fast Action Friday again. If you're watching this, check either in the blog post or in the description in YouTube, where this is also posted, for the link for Charlene's product, for a coupon. It's a limited time coupon, but let me tell you, she's got great stuff. So if it happens to be past the coupon time, go searching, or maybe search her up on Facebook or check out her other offers and see what's out there. But it's well worth the little bitty price to get your hands on something that is really going to help you sell your products and services by improving your email sequences after somebody gets on your list. And as you said, the money is in the follow-up. Thanks, Charlene.
Thank you, Kat. It's been a pleasure as always.
This is Kat Sturtz from rockingyourpath.com, closing another episode of Fast Action Fridays. Be sure to come back next week when I'll have another great guest. And in the meantime, remember to keep rocking your unique path to success. Bye-bye.